everybody, and welcome to episode 3 of the Sock Witchery podcast. My name is Lindsay, and I'm coming to you from Fond du Lac, Wisconsin, where I live with my husband Colin and our cat Gigi. You can find me on Instagram and Ravelry as Sock Witchery. If you are a returning viewer, welcome back, and if you're a new viewer, thanks for checking out my channel. So today, I have a lot of socks to show you. Unfortunately, none of them are finished. I have a couple of new cast-ons sock-wise. I have a lot of half-finished pairs to show you. I have a new sweater to talk about and why maybe some of those socks are not finished pairs when they could be. I have some happy mail and then a little bit of life stuff. So this might be a little bit of a shorter episode this week. That's okay. Sometimes they're going to be like that. Let's get started, shall we? I'm making sure that I have everything where I'm supposed to have it. So we'll start with, let's start with the new cast-ons that are not quite actual socks yet. They're getting there. So living in my Kingdom Hearts Fates thread bag is a newer cast-on. You saw this color in acquisitions a few weeks ago, but now it's actually been cast on. This is, stuck. This is Safety Dance by Bumblebee Acres on their Coquette base, which is their Corydale nylon base. It's very bright safety orange with a variegated rainbow running through it. And these are knitting up really, really cool. So I'm going to show these to you technically upside down, but it's because it's easier to show my progress keeper that way. So here's how they're knitting up in my String of Lights pattern, which is available on Ravelry. You're going to see a theme with socks this week, just a heads up. Got my cuff down progress keeper from the Crazy Sock Lady. And I normally mark my halfway point on my foot, but I was without my box of notions when I was working on the heel flap and stuff for these. So I'm on the gusset decreases and I'm through my heel flap. The heel flap turned out super cool. I really like these rainbow colorways from Bumblebee Acres. They're super fun. These are on a size 1, US 1, 2.25 millimeter Chowgu red lace on a 32-inch cable, which I am magic looping. These qualify for camp. Yay. I've only finished one pair of socks for camp. One. Because I've cast on so many. Team Chaos, as Kay and I like to call ourselves, it has kind of come back to get me. So hopefully 2 weeks from now, I'll have a lot more finished socks to show you. But for now, here's whip number 1. Whip number 2. Living in my Stolen Minutes Summer Sock Camp 2021 bag. I don't believe she's doing any more of these this year, but you should definitely check out her bags when she has updates. They're really cute. She had a adorable watermelon and raccoon one that I missed. I think I was actually, was I recording or was I in a camp Zoom? Can't remember, but I missed it. Made me sad. So living in here, I actually have the tag for this one to show you, is a sock out of Olive and Two Ewe's Twain base. I picked this up at the Knitty shop in Fond du Lac. It's a 75-25 merino nylon blend, 463 yards to 100 grams. I believe they're based out of Florida. So this colorway is gorgeous. You also saw this, I think it was the last episode, was when I had gone on my field trip to the Knitty shop. But this is Lindsay's Song, is the name of the colorway. This is it all caked up. And I, again, am doing my String of Lights pattern. There we go. I'm on my heel flap for this. These were my 4th of July weekend socks. I went with a lighter weight base because it was so hot. It was just easier to work with. And then I've got my pepperoni pizza slice from Pitter Patter Polymer. I love this so much. I'm on my heel flap. This is a little bit of a departure for me. You're going to notice this with a couple of socks this week. I'm actually on my Addy Rocket squares. They're square needles with little grooves on them, and then they have the Addy Rocket tips, and then the Addy cord. I think I was technically out of Chowgus when I started these because I have so many socks going right now, but I don't mind these. My only issue with Addy, I don't like their cable. And also, if you don't use your needles for a little while, or if you use them a lot, they get a weird smell. It's just what they're made out of. It's the metal underneath the nickel plating is just a little not as wonderful as the stainless steel that Haku has, but in no way a bad needle. So whip number 2. Those are the two I'm going to show you that I started. I started 2 more for a make along, but we'll talk about those when they're a little further on, / I have finished some socks. So I think the next one we're going to talk about is going to be a non-camp sock, because I started these a while ago. And I actually have my sock blockers to show them on today instead of me frantically digging for my metal ones. These are my Sock Witch sock blockers from Knitting Left. I have another set, you can see it right there. I have sheep as well. I like wooden sock blockers. I don't actually block my socks anymore, but they're really nice, just wall decoration, and then I use them for photos, for finished objects, and then to show you guys socks here on the podcast. So this one, again, is on Bumblebee Acres Coquette Base, and this is my String of Lights pattern. Like I said, you're going to notice a theme this week. This is Fangorn Forest, which was their 2019 July Tour de Tolkien colorway. This really fun mossy green and brown, a little bit of yellow in there too. It's very pretty. So that's the first one that's finished. And then I am almost done with the leg on its buddy. This Progress Keeper is from my Two Towers Advent Calendar from Bumblebee Acres last Christmas. I think it's pretty cool. It was appropriate for Fangorn Forest as well. So next episode I should have that done. Oh, the bag. Living in this Lord of the Rings bag that I got on Etsy, and I can't remember where I got it from. It's a taller drawstring bag. The fabric is kind of shiny metallic gold, and then it's got this kind of aged gold interior. I honestly don't remember where I got it from. If I think of it while I'm doing show notes, I'll go back in my Etsy purchases and see if I can find where I got it from, but I can't guarantee that I will remember to do that. Okay, that's half object 1. Half object 2, living in my Peter Pan bag from Fate's Thread. The different one, I don't have many like this from her. I think it's the only one I have. It's got a canvas bottom, and then it's her normal fabric small drawstring. It's this cool kind of vintagey Peter Pan motif. And living in here are socks you have seen. I think I've shown you this half object one. These are my Haku socks from Bumblebee Acres, again on their Coquette base. That's not the theme, by the way. The theme is that I think every sock I'm showing you today is String of Lights. So again, there you go. This is from their their Studio Ghibli collection from last summer. They're very pretty. And then in here is how far I got on the second one. For some reason, I've stalled out on these, and I think I know why. So normally, we all know that my normal go-to needle is a red lace Haku. However, when I first started knitting, specifically knitting Bumblebee Acres Coquette Base, which I've been doing for a very long time. They were one of the very first socks I did as sock knitting started to become more of a thing for me. And I actually am using Knitter's Pride Dreams. They're 2.25, which is a US 1, I believe, for them. And they're laminated birch. I am not a fan of bamboo. It is grippy. I don't find laminated birch to be overly grippy. Is it as smooth as metal? No. But sometimes it's just what I need. And the tips they're sharp, but they're not super sharp. Like, they're better than a lot of wooden needles. But yeah, every now and then, I feel the need to do this. It just works really well with this yarn. I talked about this on my Instagram yesterday, but yep, every now and then I use my Knitter's Pride Dreams. So this one and the one I just showed you, the one that's next. This one, for sure, will be done the next time that I record. Same with this next one that I'm going to show you. Again, you've seen these, but they're living in a new bag. Please feel free to make fun of me for this bag. This is a Twilight bag that I got from Fate's Thread. I don't believe in guilty pleasures. I think you should like what you like. But Twilight is awful. I know that, but I own all the books and all the movies, and it's this weird, just, I like them. I find them oddly amusing and comforting, and anyway. So, living in my Twilight bag with my vampire teeth zipper pull from Fate's Thread. Living in here are, again, socks you've seen the FO of, or the half object of, the half finished pair. These are Your Crazy Witch by Pretty Twisted Yarns, who is Teresa. These are very bright. I have the curtains closed in here today, and I just have my studio light on, and I think it's helping a lot with the colors so you can get how bright this is without it actually getting blown out. So there's that. And I'm much further on these than I was last time I showed them to you. I think last time I showed them to you, I was only on this little orange ribbing, so doing better this time. And I've got my tiny Zero. He's hooked. There we go. Glow in the Dark Zero from Simply Serving. He's literally turning around so you can't see him. There we go. He's so cute. This is the other pair that by the next time I record, I promise these will be done. Watch my Instagram. And I will prove it to you. We have not a lot. We have stuff going on this weekend that will actually, I'm recording in Colin's old office chair because he has a standing desk and has arms, and I just whacked my sock blocker on the arm. Sorry for that noise. Anyway, we have some activities where I'm going to be able to knit. So these last two, this one and the one before it, will be done by the next podcast. Pinky swear promise. Okay. I have two more half objects to show you. You have not seen these before. This is a vanilla sock. I know you're shocked. I don't do vanilla. You might actually be shocked because I don't do vanilla socks very often. I'm trying to do one pair a month now. No, it's just I've never been super in love with vanilla socks, but sometimes summer sock camp gets me more in the mood for it. Okay. So this is, oh, I'm so sorry, living in my Pokemon in Socks bag by Fate's Thread is my Lemonade Shop Poison Apple colorway. This is from a kit she did last year with Emily of the Fangirl Fibers. Emily of Fangirl Fibers, sorry Emily. Emily of Fangirl Fibers, they did a kit together. There was like a cool acrylic Poison Apple keychain that went with it, and then this colorway, and I think some other stuff. But I got this colorway special for my birthday last year from Emily. They knit up so cool. I love them. So yeah, this is actually, we're going to the movies tonight, so I'm going to get going on this for movie knitting because I am literally casting on the second one. I finished these on a Zoom this week. Finished this on a Zoom this week. So we'll get going on that for the movie tonight. We're going to see... We'll talk about that in life stuff in case you don't care. So. Then, my last half object is not for me. I am actually knitting socks for Colin. And I actually finished one. So I'm going to put this on the blocker, but it's going to look weird because his feet are a lot bigger than mine. But they are out of, living in my Hannah Lou Designs map bag with the cute lobsters on the inside. I am knitting these out of West Yorkshire Spinners Signature 4-ply that I got at the Nitty Gritty shop in the Pheasant colorway in my String of Lights pattern. So you'll get the general idea. It's a little saggier on this because they're not the right size. But this was cool. I'm very proud of this. Look, like you can tell where the stripe sequence gets off, but the heel turned out so cool. I am not adverse to heel flap and gusset on self-striping. If I find it's messing up the striping sequence too much, I'll pull back and then do a contrast like I did on my Hey Your Crazy Witch socks. But with these, it just worked out really well. So these are for Colin, and I did cast on and do a little bit of ribbing right after I finished it. So those will hopefully be done. I can't promise those will be done by the next podcast because his feet are big, so they take a little longer. So that is it. That's it for half objects. let's talk about my sweater. So, I've talked about, in I think the last 2 episodes, that I'm going to Rhinebeck in October with my mom. And on July 1st, Tristan of Dragon Hoard Yarns and Christy, her mom, who is Yarn Cafe Creations, announced their No Sleep Till Rhinebeck 2021 knit along, or make along. I think it's knit along. So it's basically knit your Rhinebeck sweater, and they're going to do prizes and stuff. It's on Instagram and in their Ravelry group. So I was going to wait to cast the sweater on. I technically already had a Rhinebeck sweater going. Actually, I had 2. But for some reason, this pattern spoke to me. I'm going to pop a picture in right here. This is the Dark and Stormy cardigan by Thea Coleman, who is Baby Cocktails on Ravelry. She has excellent patterns. I have never finished anything by her, but I have 2 cardigans on the needles by her at the moment, and so much of her stuff in my library. It's ridiculous. So I'm doing this out of Wool of the Andes worsted in the Onyx Heather colorway. I've had this in stash for a while. I bought it last year during the spring stay-at-home order, and tried to do a different cardigan with it, but it was just one of those things that was never going to get done. It was a little too brainy for what I needed at the time, and so the yarn just kind of sat. But now it's turning into this. It's so pretty. So this is a raglan top-down cardigan. So I'm past the sleeves. I'm about sleeve split. I'm an inch in to the body itself. It's about a 16-inch body. And then it's got on the front the zigzag cable. And then I'll come back. It's got a big shawl collar. You'll see in the picture. But it's got a big shawl collar and button band. And then it's got this cool cable that runs down the back. It's a really easy cable. Like, I was looking at the pictures and I'm like, this looks like it's really hard. It's not at all. Then I have a pumpkin spice latte progress keeper on here because it's appropriate for the event. So I've been powering through this. I literally started this last week, Thursday. And the size that I'm doing the 49-inch, I believe. So I think it calls for 4 inches of positive ease. So that's technically 5 for me, but I don't mind a little bit of oversize. So before you split for the sleeves, I was at like 400.5 stitches, like 450. So I powered through this. It's living in my Celeste bag, which you have seen, I believe, on a different episode. It had a different sweater in it at the time. I rotate my bags depending on my mood, which really does not help when I don't remember what's in which bag. But this is one of my few really big sweater bags I have at the moment, so I put it in here. Again, by Fangirl Fibers. Yeah, that's my sweater whip. I'm very excited about it. It's nice because it's got the cables like at the front edges and then in the back, and then it's just stock net for the interim. And it's weird because in my entire knitting career, I have knit to completion, I think cardigans that I own personally that I didn't knit for other people, I have 2. Actually, no, one of them doesn't live with me. One of them was a shop sample for when I worked at Cream City. It was the Beekeeper cardigan. I have a Harvest cardigan, which I did out of Barocco Ultra Alpaca, that while it is comfy, it grows and it's very drapey. So I was not a big cardigan fan, just didn't have the greatest experience with them, didn't like doing things flat. And then all of a sudden I'm like, I want to do cardigans all the time. It's partially because I have a large t-shirt collection, and when you do pullovers, it hides them. So if I knit more cardigans, then I can wear them and show off my like graphic tee collection that I have. I'm wearing my Hobbit Meals shirt today. Yeah, I have a lot of graphic tees. I wear a lot of graphic tees and leggings and graphic tees and jeans and flannels, and yeah, so cardigans just make more sense. So yeah, I have that, and then I have another one that I will show you on the next episode because I'm hoping to get a little bit further into it. Right now it's literally just sleeves and pockets and like this much of the body. It's not as much fun to show. So I'll work on that for the next episode and you can see that then. That was the one I was gonna show you this week, and then that one happened. Okay, just a tiny bit of acquisitions this week. I got from, this is my only second purchase from Dragon Hoard Yarn. This is her Always October sock set. on her, there we go, Myth Fingering, which is a, not gonna focus, it's a 75-25 merino nylon, 462 yards to 100 grams, and the mini is 20 grams, so it's 92 yards. I'm saving this for either Socktober or September, whenever I'm gonna, I really like Socktober. I get very excited about it, so I may hold it for special. I kind of hold my Halloween and like fall yarns for Socktober, but if, you know, a Cal pops up, make-along pops up, I might use it then. Might use it for the spooky make-along. Spooky make-along. Sorry, I didn't talk about this. My friend Megan, who is at Penny Moons on Instagram, I think she's Miss Penny Moon here on YouTube, is hosting a Halfway to Haunts make-along. So I actually have several socks cast on for that make-along, but I will show those to you when some of these over here get done. But I might save it for later for that. It's running from now through Halloween, and you can do pretty much anything. It is a make-along as opposed to a knit-along. It is being hosted on her Discord and on Instagram, so I will link her down below if you want to go check that out. But yeah, this is my upside down Dragon Hoard yarn sock set. And then, as promised in the previous episodes, I have Bumblebee Acres to show you. So if you did not get your Tour de Tolkien for June yet, look away in 3, 2, 1. You not looking? Don't look. Okay, I'm getting it, so don't look. All right. Tour de Tolkien for June 2021 is the colorway Dunharrow, based on this painting. I love it because they send this and it'll show you the photo inspiration and then talk about the colorway and who dyed it. So this month it was dyed by both Queen Bee and Sun Bee. And it is a splashy, variegated colorway. That's what it says right down there. And then I have this one's badge is the same as the photo inspiration. And this is our color. It's really cool. It's got purple and red and blue and gray speckles. If I open this up a little bit, you can see, yeah, super cool. Once again on their coquette base, because it is my yarn of choice for my collection. So this was this one's Tour de Tolkien. Okay. And then my next and last one, because that's all I have, is just three, just those three, is from their Summer Berries update, even though it has nothing, this one does not have anything to do with Summer Berries. But like I said about the Safety Dance colorway, I really like their rainbows a lot, so I bought Cookies and Cream with Sprinkles. So it is a rainbow colorway, so it'll have, if I open it up, it'll have a lot of white, and then this will run through as a variegated stripe, like my Safety Dance socks. It's so cool. I could not say no. Like, the speckling is just so neat. I would untwist it, but I'm really bad at twisting things back up again, so I'm just going to leave it as is. I can't guarantee this isn't going to get cast on by next episode, but I can try and finish my Safety Dance socks first. And that's it. It's really well behaved this week. I actually don't even think I have anything really coming in the next week or two. Everything that I have coming is clubs. And then I did order the Knit and Sip Fellowship of the Ring box from Dragon Hoard yarn as well. So that won't be here till October, so you'll see that then. Yeah, so that's it for knitting / fiber content. So if that's what you were here for and you're not interested in the life stuff, I will see you on the next one. Life stuff. So like I said, it was been a pretty busy couple of weeks. We spent 2 weekends in a row at the lake. Once we were helping my parents babysit my niece and nephew while my sister and her husband went away for her birthday. They didn't go far away. They went like an hour away, if that. So we helped babysit them, and that was super fun. But again, not a lot of knitting time. And then did a lot of work around the house. I had to, we live in a condo, so we don't have a yard per se, but we have this little 3-foot planting garden bed area outside our living room. That's our responsibility to keep looking nice. And because it's been so hot and dry, and it hadn't been touched since we sold it, or we bought it and she sold it and blah blah blah. I had 4-foot tall thistles, maybe not 4 foot, maybe 3. They were huge, so I had to pull all that out. I'll be getting some dirt and mulch to level that off, and then we're gonna mostly do pots in that planting area because it does flood when it rains really hard. And it's not the greatest like soil area, so we'll do some fall pots when that's time, get some mums and stuff. I'm not a green thumb person. I have one succulent that was gifted to me during Teacher Appreciation Week that I have managed to not kill. I need to take it back outside though. It was storming really badly here, like very windy, and I brought him in because I didn't want it to tip over. It's not in a super sturdy pot, so I haven't killed that, so that's good. What else did I do last week? Just a lot of stuff. Oh, I cast on that sweater and worked on that really hard. And then we went up for 4th of July weekend, and it was very, very warm, so I basically knit in the car on the way up, on the way back, and that was kind of it. So I haven't had a ton of knitting. Hopefully that's going to change this week. We have a movie tonight. We're going to go see Black Widow in the theater, so I'll get the rest of that Poison Apple sock cast on so I can vanilla knit that during the movie. We're going to a Brewers game tomorrow evening, so I'll take knitting for that as well. Probably on wooden needles. I've never had issues with security at Miller Park, but I think it's not Miller Park. It's American Family Field now. I will always call it Miller Park. I've never had issues at the park with needles, but I think I've also always brought wood. So we'll see what happens with that. And then Sunday we're just going to hang out at home, and then new week starts. Post 4th of July is always a little not stressful. It's always like a little panicky because summer's half over, it feels like. I've been out of school. I haven't even been out of school for a month. June 9th was our last day. Like, no, June 10th was my last day. And yeah, it's like, oh no, the school supplies are coming. Oh no, I have to start thinking about it. So it's like, take a deep breath. You still have plenty of time to get stuff done. I've also been busy with camp stuff, doing a lot of the camp Zooms with Kay and Summer Sock Camp, and my Magic Loop cabin thread has made me realize that I really got to get going on these socks. I was texting somebody and they're like, it's okay though, you've been working on that sweater. I'm like, but that's not what summer's for. Summer is for socks. Okay, I'm done rambling. I'm going to end it there. Thanks for coming and hanging out with me, and I will see you in the next episode. Bye.